Good morning, boys and girls. I would like to share a book with you. The title is The Rough Patch. I know we're all kind of going through some rough, tough times right now with us being out of school and some of us being out of work and things like that. So I thought I would share this book with you. It's about a fox named Evan and how he deals with his problems, okay? So here we go, The Rough Patch. Evan and his dog did everything together. So here's Evan and his dog, and they do everything together. They played games and enjoyed sweet treats. They shared music and adventure. So they did everything together. They were together all through the day and all through the seasons. But what they loved the most was working in Evan's magnificent garden. Oh, you're about to see how magnificent it really is. There, everything they planted grew as big and as beautiful as the sky above them. So everything in the garden grew big and beautiful. But one day, the unthinkable happened. Look, Evan's dog passed away. This is where the rough patch comes in. Evan laid his dog to rest in a corner of the garden. He's feeling devastated, really sad. And nothing was the same. So instead of a bright, beautiful sky and garden, look at it. Nothing is the same now. Evan shut himself away inside. Without his best friend, the garden was a bitter and lonely place. So instead of working in the garden, he just shut himself inside, like some of us want to do if we're going through a tough time. One morning, he found himself with a hoe in his paws. Swinging angrily, he slashed the garden to the ground. Oh, wow. All that hard work, all those beautiful, beautiful plants, gone. Do you think Evan is reacting in a good way or a bad way? Bad way. He hacked it all to bits and threw everything into a heap. Wow, that's all that's left of that beautiful garden. Just a heap. But a good place won't stay empty for long. New plants sprouted and stretched toward the sky, but they were weeds. Look at there. Itchy ones, spiky and prickly ones, foul-smelling ones. These weeds suited Evan just fine, so he took care of them. Wow. So he started taking care of the weeds, didn't he? But weeds aren't as pretty as flowers. Even Evan's garden couldn't be a happy place. Then it was going to be the saddest and most desolate spot he could make it. So he's going to take care of those weeds, but he knows it'll never be pretty like his garden. He wants it to be a sad place because he wants the garden to feel the same as he does, okay? Look at there. Oh, look at that garden. Very different. Still, is Evan dealing with his problems very well? No. And soon it was. Oh my goodness, look at it now. Wow. Not a pretty place at all. When Evan found a pumpkin vine sneaking in under the fence, he raised his hoe to chop it. But then he considered its prickly stems, fuzzy leaves, and spidery, twisty tendrils. So he let it be. So he's thinking, hey, this isn't pretty, and it's prickly, so I'm just going to leave it. See what happens next. As the pumpkin vine grew, Evan cleared the weeds from its path and watered it. The vine responded to his care. Uh-oh, what's growing? You're right, a pumpkin's growing. Look at there. Beautiful, isn't it? Around the time the evening air began to cool, Evan felt an old, familiar sense of excitement. It was fair week. So, do you think he may take this pumpkin to the fair? We'll see. He loaded up the pumpkin and drove to town. Wow, look at there. That looks like a truck that Mr. Skip would really like. Ooh, and I think Brian and Matthew have a truck like that. What if they have a big old pumpkin they're going to take to fair in October? He took care of important fair business. He unloaded the pumpkin. Of course, he rode the roller coaster. He played some games. See on this side, on this page. And gobbled down some delicious fair food. My favorite thing to do at the fair. So Evan's having a pretty good time now, isn't he? He caught up with some friends, too. It felt good to be out again, even if it wasn't quite the same. It's not the same because he doesn't have his dog, but hey, he's getting out now. Do you think maybe he's coming around? Maybe he's going to make it through his rough patch? Let's see. Evan's pumpkin won third place. Prize is $10 or one of the pups in that box, the judge said. Oh, I'll take the 10, said Evan. So Evan's going to take the $10 instead of a puppy. Would have been great if he would have taken the puppy, though, wouldn't it? But as he claimed his prize, he heard a scrabbling sound inside the box and thought, oh, well, it won't hurt. I'll just look. Oh, do you think he's going to take the puppy? Let's see. Check it out. Who's in the truck with Evan? A new pup. Awesome. So, boys and girls, this story tells us that even if we're going through a rough patch, that we shouldn't give up. Okay? Things can turn around. We can change our minds. We can decide to be proactive instead of reactive. And there's a verse in the Bible that I would like to share with you that goes along with this story. It's John 16:33. I have said these things to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world, you will have tribulation, which means you'll have trouble, you have suffering, kind of like the things that's going on right now. But take heart, I have overcome the world. So boys and girls, even though we may all be going through a rough patch right now, remember, God is always there for you. All you have to do is ask for help, okay? So don't hide inside your house and don't go outside and don't talk to friends and things like that. Don't be like Evan in the middle of the story. Be more like Evan at the end of the story. Even Evan came around, didn't he? Okay? So if you're going through a rough patch, who are you going to look to? You're right, God. All right. See you next time. Bye-bye.